if you can. Catch me if you can. We're renegades. We're renegades. We're renegades. They'll never see us 'cause we're moving the night. We're always ready if they put up a fight. I'll run, I'll climb, we'll outshine. You will run and think it's worth it to try. So listen up, I'm calling your bluff, calling your bluff. Yeah, give it up, I think you've had enough, you've had enough. We're renegades. Yeah, we're renegades. Too much on the line, too much to give in. If you think it's over, then let's start it again. The planets align, the stars burn bright, the sun goes down, let's keep going all night. So listen up, I'm calling your bluff, calling your bluff. Yeah, give it up, think you've had enough, you've had enough. We're renegades. We're renegades. We're renegades. We're renegades. We're renegades.
This is how it works now. When the gates of earth won't let you out, this is where you fall down. You weren't ready when heaven rained down in a storm cloud. Oh, don't let your feelings out. Every word you speak on the back page, dripping in a joke in a season. disappear, but we maintain the illusion that we all know why we're here.
So, third International Hammer Challenge, final step 3, is starting now. Top 16 remain in the tournament, and once again in this round, all these 16 players will be playing best of 5 matches. So that means there is 8 matches, and the lanes that we are using are 1 to 16. So let's introduce our players. Lane 1 and 2, Noa Vilokkinen, Gert Truus. Lanes 3 and 4, All Savo Affair, Thomas Käyhkö, Juho Rissanen. On 5 and 6, William Svensson, Nicholas Carter. And on 7 and 8, 2 TKK players from Tampere, Jarno Lahti, Petteri Salonen. Petteri obviously resides in Helsinki but represents TKK. Lane 9 and 10, Niklas Sörensen, Alex Joki. Lanes 11 and 12, Juhani Tonteri, Sanna Oksanen. And on 13 and 14, Niko Oksanen and Lukas Heijel. And on the last pair that we are using, Joonas Jähi is facing Peppi Konsteri. And after this round finishes, there won't be a lane maintenance break because 8 remaining winners will be playing their matches between lanes 17 and 24. And already at the end part of the bowling center, our crew is preparing this arena-like atmosphere on pair 31 and 32, where we will have those top 4 semifinals and finals starting at 5 p.m. later today. First prize in Hammer International Challenge is 7,000, and complete prize tables, rules and everything you can find from the website bowling.fi, schedules, qualification results, whatever you want to know, oil pattern, it's all there. But now let's focus on games, and nice pickup by Joonas Jähi on that 210. And another reminder, if female bowler and male bowler end up tying the game, including the handicap, in that case, the handicap is the decider, so male bowler will win. There won't be a one ball roll-off, which will happen if it's two female bowlers or two male bowlers tying each other. Then there will be one ball roll-offs until the tie has been broken. Gert Roos starts pretty brightly. First three are all strikes. His opponent, Noa Vilokkinen. A bad shot, but lucky break to take out 9 and 10, so only 3 and 6 remain. Thomas Käykö and Juho Rissanen, they are team members from Mainarit. Leppävirta, that's in eastern part area of Finland. There Juho leaves a flat 10, unable to double down in the third. Great strike by Thomas. In William Svensson and Nicholas Carter game, both have started with triples. And William Svensson strikes again in the fourth. And also on 7 and 8, two same club members, Tampereen Keilakerho, Petteri Salonen and Jarno Lahti. And pretty nice shot by Petteri. Dead flush in the pocket. The early advantage for Petteri, and also Nicholas Carter has opened up for four-bagger. Over here we have Niklas Sörensen and Alex Joki, and Alex Joki was really on fire in his first match. He shot 1-300, beat his opponent Lukas Väänänen in straight 3 games, and the total was whopping 846, which makes an average of 282. That was pretty impressive. Juhani Tonteri, member of Bay from Lahti, and our first 2 tournaments, first 2023, Jenni Heino, and last year Rami Mukkula, they have also represented Bay, so it would be a nice storyline if Juhani was able to win this year's tournament, so it would have been only Bay members that have been successful in this tournament. Sanna Oksanen started with 2 splits, is now working on a double, looks to be a bad shot. 6-10 remain on the deck. Mikko Oksanen also a high hit, unable to double. His opponent Lukas Heijel, who beat Elissa Mehmet in the previous round in a 5-game match. Good light hit, but for some reason was not able to knock down all 10. A wobbling 7-pin stands on the deck. Joonas Jähi now 5th frame. He's leading by 8, including handicap after 4 frames against Peppi. A very poor shot, leaving a baby split. Peppi Konsteri. Avoiding 2-10 split, only leaving 2-4-8. Jonas misses that baby split, so the advantage goes back to Peppi by 2 pins. In Noah's and Kert's game, it's 20 pin advantage to Kert after 7 frames. Now actually it's 23. Since Noah lost 3 pins in count. Thomas Käykkä has been struggling. And Juho doubles, so it looks like Juho is in control. But first, maybe we should play some clips.
Noah.
Yeah, Noah's clip before the game.
Noa Vilokkinen 16 on jäljellä ja sä oot yksi niistä. Varmaan ihan hyvä fiilis, mutta miten tästä eteenpäin?
No ihan hyvä fiilis. Nyt pitää vaan jotenkin kasaa kaikki hyvät ideat ja heittää ne radalle ja toivoa, että nyt tulisi voitto tosta vastustajasta. Ei toi niin, siinä pitää vaan hyvää peliä pelaa ja ottaa kaikki pisteet, mitä voi vaan ottaa.
Kerthän on vähän pelottavan näköinen,
No
mutta...
on vähän, aika paljonkin.
Mutta susta tuntuu, että sä voit voittaa
Kyllä
sen.
mä epäilen, että seurakaveri voi olla ihan hyvät saumat voittaa.
Onnea siihen.
Kiitos.
Nicholas Carter, 7K alusta, front
And then we should
Nicholas
look
Carter.
and see what Kert had to respond
Yeah.
to Noah.
Let's do that.
Gert Roos, you're playing against Noah Vilokkinen in top 16 and Noah just said that he's going to beat you. What are your opinion about that?
From my good, how to say, club member, I would expect friendlier words. But we'll see. We'll see about it. It's bowling. Anything can happen. It's a sport.
You tell me later about what that laupää means, but before that, in the meantime, play good. Hopefully you do good.
Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you.
But we had an announcement, which is the player, and here it is, Nicholas Carter, front 7.
Too bad that I didn't have recording on anymore because there was a lot of behind scenes on
Material,
after,
yeah. Nicholas Carter actually was in a big hole last night in final step number 1. He was trailing Robin Nyberg 2 games to none, but was able to turn the tide around, winning 3 straight games, and he's still in the tournament. Unfortunately now leaving 2-7 in the 8th. On 7 and 8, it looks like Petteri Salonen is continuing his strong presence. He is going to win the first game against Jarno Lahti. Really nice shot by William Svensson, and that first game is really, really tight. Although that baby split on the left side is not the hardest of splits. But in any case, William Svensson is keeping his foot on the pedal. It's 10-point difference, and if Nicholas fails to make a spare, then William leads by a couple of points. But he converts it, so Nicholas Carter up by 10. Actually by 20. But still, anything is possible in that match. Just in time to see Alex's 9th frame. Unfortunately, he left 3-4. And now that game becomes interesting. On the right side, Juhani Tonteri is cruising against Sanna Oksanen. If this is a strike, like it is, first game will go to Juhani Tonteri. 99%. Let's see, Nicolas Sørensen. Very good shot, leaving the front, ringing 10, which means even if Alex Joki fails to make a spare, he will still be up by single pins. But if he spares, then his advantage is 15 points. Since he had a spare in the 8th, he didn't lose that much count. Now it's a 2-pin game. But let's check out over here. Joonas Jähi has stayed steady. He's 4 under, but Peppi Konstari has struggled lately. Both 7th and 8th frame splits. So including handicap, he's 30 under, and Joonas is only 4 under. So that means if this 9th frame is a strike for Joonas, that guarantees him the win in the first game as it is. Joonas wins game number 1. Lukas Heijel strikes in the 9th. So that means their game between Nico and Lukas. Lukas leads by 2. Lots of interesting games. And over here, Gert strikes. So he leads by 2 with field balls left to shoot. On 3 and 4, Juho has already won game number 1. Let's keep the camera over here and see how Noah's and Gert's game will end up. 2-pin advantage, Gert Roos. It was a must-strike situation. So now Gert needs 9 or more. Gert has nothing but strikes so far on lane number 1. 6 strikes. So based on that fact, oh, that was a bad shot. But it was a Brooklyn hit. He managed to get 9, so he wins by a single point the first game. That was poor effort. But lucky enough, Gert Roos wins game number 1. In a match between Nicholas Carter and William Svensson has left 7-10 in the 10th, so it's Carter who takes game number 1. But maybe we should hear something what William had to say before this match.
Yeah, let's put roll on.
William Svensson, top 16 remain. What are your feelings?
Feels good so far, but obviously I want to make it further. So one step at a time, and yeah, hopefully I can win the next match as well.
So the general feeling is that you can actually lift a trophy at the end of the tournament?
Hopefully, but you never know. With this format, it's easy to get an opponent that strikes a lot, but you can also be a bit lucky and have easier opponents that doesn't strike as much. So yeah, we'll see.
Good luck for the rest of the day.
Thank you.
Okay, there we heard some words from William, and just in time to see Alex Joki wins first game 230, Niklas Sörensen 228. And as previously said, Juhani Tontari takes the first game against Sanna Oksanen. And here Mikko Oksanen won Lukas Heijel 204-196, and Joonas Jähi won against Peppi because Peppi was struggling quite heavily, 156 including handicap. Now that we are watching Nico start the second game, should we hear what Nico had to say before the game?
Yeah, let's go there.
Niko Oksanen, 16 on jäljellä ja saat yksi niistä. Miten loppupäivä tulee menemään?
No mennään heitto kerrallaan ja katsotaan miten saa pelit voitettua.
Yleensä se niin menee. Kuinka itsevarma olo on?
No, ei tässä nyt viiti alkaa leijumaan vielä mitään, mutta on kaikki mahdollisuudet pärjätä.
Kuulostaa hyvältä, onnea loppupäivälle.
Kiitos.
So that was Nico before his match against Lucas. And now we can present you in graphs situations after first games. The winners were Gert Truus, Nicholas Carter, Juho Rissanen, Petteri Salonen. Alex Joki, Niko Oksanen, Juhani Tonteri and Joonas Jähi. And these are best of 5 matches, so you need 3 wins in order to go through from your match. In the top 4, those semifinals and the finals will be, a final game, will be 1-game matches. And that starts, like previously said, at 5 p.m. local time. Great double by Lukas Heil. Jähi starts with a double and Peppi Konsteri once again opens up with a split. She really hasn't found that pair so far at all. Good light mixer for Thomas Käykö. They are tied with Juho Rissanen after 3 frames. That hooked early for Noah. Even though there's only a 9-pin, but like 2-3 meters before hitting the pins, it looked that it's going to go straight into the nose. Instead, it stayed a little bit better. Was a 4-9 hit, luckily taking out the 4 and only leaving the 9-pin. And Gert final finishes again on lane number 1. Juho Rissanen doubles in the 4th with a light hit. Now that we are watching Thomas Käykö shoot in the 4th, after the shot we're gonna hear some words from Thomas Käykö also. And also Thomas doubles in the 4th, so that game remains tied. But now, some words from Thomas.
Thomas Käykö, top 16 jäljellä. Mitkä on tunnelmat?
Ihan hyvät ollaan vielä jatkossa, niin hyvät fiilikset nyt.
Kukas sulla on nyt vastassa seuraavaksi?
Juho tulee seuraavaksi, että Juho on ollut kovassa kunnossa, että tulee taas paha matsi.
Niin, ja kun tehän olette kuitenkin vähän riidoissakin aina välillä, niin tähän tulee olemaan todella verinen ottelu.
Niin, kyllä, näin on.
Ei muuta kuin onnea siihen.
Kiitos.
A little bit joking around since Juho and Thomas represent all the same team. Minarit, like I said previously, and they're good friends, so it's not going to be that bloody, that battle between the two of those. Jarno Lahti has started with a triple now, leaving 3-6 in the 4th, but still leading Petteri Salonen by 9, and Petteri took the first game. William Svensson leaves a 5-pin light hit, and they are tied with Nicholas Carter, who won the first game. And this time Nicholas's shot was picture perfect. You can see that kind of shots in tutorial videos. And Petteri Salonen continues impressive display. Once again, perfect shot. Deep in the pocket and all 10 down in the pit. Niklas Sörensen. Very nice. Strike in the fourth. That's a triple for him, and so he leads by 20 over Alex Joki. I don't know what was Sanna hearing, but I think the ball left her hand before that sound, because it was really nicely in the pocket. Something made her laugh a bit. Maybe it was her child who was yelling something, but nevertheless, perfect pocket hit and a strike for her. Juhani Tonteri, amazing shot. Really, really nice looking. Shot deep in the pocket, doubles in the fourth. Really good shot by Sanna also, but this time, unfortunately for her, she left ring in 10, so Juhani Tontari has taken a 2-pin lead, including handicap after 4 frames. Over here, as we can see, Nico Oksanen has started with 2 empty frames, then double and now leaving the tent, but Lukas Heijel, with that double, has a 22-pin advantage at the halfway mark of the second game. Here Joonas Jähi makes a perfect strike, and Peppi Konsteri's struggles are continuing. 2 splits to start the game, now nice Berlin strike, but already trailing a lot at this point of the second game. Missed it inside. Straight to the nose, 3-6-10, no double there. Lukas Heijel also a light hit. Fortunately leaving only 2-4, not with the 10-pin. Peppi clears that 3-6-10 easily, great spare shot. But she needs to find her striking game, because by making spares, I don't think he's going to beat Joonas Jähi. Nico Oksanen also fortunate, not leaving the 2-10, tripping the 2 late and only leaving the 10. Joonas Jähi. Messenger comes out of the wall and takes out the 10. Reaction was not good, but since he has also enough power to get that messenger flying around, was able to knock it down, and with that double he's in cruise control in his game against Peppi. On 1 and 2, Noa Vilokkinen is up by 22 after 7 frames. On 3 and 4, unusual thing for Thomas, he has a single pin missed in the 6th and now chops that 3, 6, 9, 10. So that means that Juho is already up by 44, and Juho also won their first game, so more than likely Juho will be up by 2 after two games. Looks like a ball change for Thomas. Juho, who finished second in Lucky Larsson Masters 2 weeks ago, and earlier today in an interview said that he's feeling pretty confident about his game, even though, like you can see from his reaction, that wasn't the best of Juho, but in general he's playing good at the moment, feeling confident, and It would not be a surprise if Juho made the TV top 4. And there, Gert was very lucky, leaving 2-8 but tripping both of those pins for a strike and still keeping slim hopes of winning the second game alive. Two, 4, 5 for Noah. So now the gap between them is only 19, and since Gert is working on with a strike, it might go down into the 10th frame. Thomas's maximum is 215 and Juho is 26 over, so he only needs to stay clean for 2 frames no matter what Thomas does. Noah was a little scared of chopping that 2, 4, 5, but no. Easy spare for him. And he's ahead, 19 pins, 2 frames to go. A must-strike situation for Thomas. There is a ball change for him. Good light hit and a strike. Still putting some pressure on Juho to keep it clean for 9th and 10th frame. For Gert, the ball just skid, never grabbed the lane. 2, 4, 8, and now Noah only needs to stay clean, like Juho. And Juho stays clean the perfect way, striking in the 9th. The same thing with Noah, he strikes in the 9th. That was a weird way to make a spare by Gert. Obviously he wasn't trying to do that. But maybe there's a little bit of giving up in this second game. Is all that Noah needs to do is stay clean. And now that Thomas has a super washout, Juho Rissanen is up by 2. Okay, it's still game on. Noah needs to make that spare to shut out Gert. But before that, let's see here, Nicholas Carter is keeping up a good pace, even though now he leaves a 10 pin. He's firmly ahead of William Svensson, who is only 6 over, and Nicholas Carter is 48 over, so it's definitely going to be Nicholas Carter leading by 2. And in Petteri Salonen and Jarno Lahti match, this is a tight one. Petteri needs this strike, and if he does, then he's up by 1 going into the fill balls. Missed it that a little bit, but was able to get the ball back down, light hit and a strike, and now he's 1 pin ahead before the fill balls. But before that, let's watch Noah's spare shot, because he needs that to shut out Gert. No, he misses, and now with a strike and 8 with a fill ball, Gert can steal this second game, which was all the way, looked like going Noah's way, but now it's in Gert's corner. Jarno had a 9 count, so Petteri needs to match that to win the second game, 9 or better. That line looks good, and it is 9, so Petteri wins by 1 and is up by 2. So games on between lanes 1 and 8 could be that all are after 2 games 2-0. But to happen, Gerd needs to strike this ball. A little fortunate thing to get that 10 pin down, but always when you hit the pocket, your chances are better striking instead of missing the pocket. Before that, fill ball over here. Niklas Sörensen is 32 over, Alex Joki is 18 over, so there's still a chance over there too. Juhani Tonteri and Sanna Oksanen, including handicap before the 10th frame, Sanna is leading by 3. So let's watch if Gert can close the deal 8 or more. And that would be a steal since Noah opened up in the 10th. Thomas's ball change on 3 and 4 so far don't look that good. Perfect shot for Gert, so he is up to nothing. Alex Joki strikes. So Niklas Sörensen needs to double in the 10th to shut out Alex, otherwise Alex can win it by striking another time. And Sanna Oksanen strikes. So 8 spare is enough for Sanna, even if Juhani strikes out. And Juhani leaves a 9 pin, so Sanna ties her match against Juhani to 1 apiece. But before Alex and Niklas are going to shoot, let's check here. Lukas Heijel tied his match against Nico, and Jonas is up by 2 against Peppi. But then back to this pair. With a strike here, Niklas Sörensen. Well, he still needs 7 with his fill ball. Oh, that was... Even though it was a weak 10, since the messenger, or whatever pin that was, came so close of hitting the 10 pin, sort of feels like unfortunate. But now the ball is in Alex's corner. With the strike, he's going to win the second game also. And to remember, Alex beat Niklas in the first game with 2 pins. That was a bad shot, straight in the nose. So that means Niklas Sörensen wins second game and ties it at 1 after two games. So back to the front part of the lanes. Kerta started with the double. Juho has started with the double, and Thomas is struggling. Noah leaves 4-7. But I think we should have all results here, and those are there. Gert, Truus, Nicolas Kade, Juho Rissanen and Petteri all leading their respective matches 2-0. And the other games, we just saw Niklas Sörensen tie his match against Alex Joki to 1 apiece. Mikko Oksanen and Lukas Heijel also tied. Juhani Tonteri and Sanna Oksanen also tied. But Jonas Jähi is up by 2 against Peppi, who has been, well, struggling heavily, like I said before. So now we're watching the third game. of step 3 matches, so that means top 16 remain in the tournament at the moment. You need to win 3 games in order to advance. And also in the round of 8, there will be 4 matches, best of 5, and only in the semifinals and the final it will be 1 game matches. Week 10 for Noah, and also Gert left 2-4. But at the moment, match between Thomas Käykkä and Juho Rissanen is pretty lopsided. It's all Juho Rissanen over there. But to remember, it's Thomas Käykkä. He might find a solution, end up striking the rest of the way. So let's not count Thomas Käykkä completely out of the tournament, not just yet. Jarno Lahti wasn't too pleased with his shot, probably missed it a little bit left. It still held, went a little high pocket, left the 9-pin, and there was a messenger which was dancing in front of the 9-pin but just didn't hit it. Quite terrible from Petteri, as you can see from his body language, but lucky enough, Brooklyn hit and a strike for him. Williams went some doubles. Maybe something wrong with the approach or just bad timing by Jarno. Barely stays behind the foul line and barely hits the 9-pin, but nevertheless still 9 spare. A light hit for Nicholas Carter, but still a strike. So that game is even after 3 frames. Jarno hitting a very high hit. A bit fortunate to leave only 4-7, another split. This time Petteri shoots a perfect shot. Deep in the pocket, doubles down, and is now up by 17 after 6 frames against Jarno Lahti. Juhani Tontari has started with 2 splits. Now a perfect strike, but is already, including handicap, trailing Sanna Oksanen by 28. Niklas Sörensen manages to triple. Over here, Peppi has found something. Stayed clean for 5 frames and a double. And since Jonas opened up in the 5th, including handicap, Peppi is leading by 20. A possible comeback brewing over there. Lukas Heijel in the 7th frame. Another strike. He has left only once in the 3rd frame. And at the same time, Niko Oksanen has 1 split, is 4 under. So Lukas Heijel is leading by 41 pins. A must strike for Niko. That is exactly what he does. Only a 2-pin for Peppi. Lucas Hale, who had a 5-game match against Elisa Mehvet the previous round, looks to be on his way, taking a 2-1 lead in his match against Mikko Oksanen. That's poor. But almost a strike. Niklas Sörensen, Alex Joki. That match is starting to heat up, and maybe we should hear some words from Alex Joki.
Let's do that.
Alex Joki, you made the top 16 and you shot 846 for 3.
Yeah.
You must be pleased at the moment.
Yeah, I'm very happy, but now it's a new step, so everything can happen. So time to play again.
Obviously, the question from me would be stupid if I asked you if you think you can win after that match. But obviously, that's the reason that you are here. You played so well. Tell me, how confident are you?
I'm confident, but I can't be too confident because there's good bowlers. I'm one of the lower seeded because I came from B finals, so I'm playing against the best players every game. So I have to be on my sharpest game and play good. So anything can happen.
Good luck for the rest of the day.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that 846 for 3, like previously mentioned, and probably most of you saw that happening in round 2. That's quite impressive. And now, since Niklas Sörensen left at 10 pin, Alex is up by 1 pin at the halfway mark of the 3rd game. In here, it looks like Gert is going to win his game against Noah in straight games. It has been really tight. Gert winning the first game by 1 pin, then winning the second game by 3 pins, and now, as you saw, Noah missed the head pin, and since Gert has only left once, that will be a sweep for Gert Roos. So Gert Roos is in the top 8. A nice looking strike for him over there. Also on 3 and 4, Thomas hasn't found anything, and even though Juho opened up in the 4th, he's 12 over, but since Thomas is 26 under, that means the difference is 38. I don't see a comeback coming from Thomas anymore. So that will also be a sweep by Juho.
Shall we hear what Thomas was thinking on morning?
We actually listened to that already this.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I have my things not online. We have still 2.
Yes, we can actually hear what go to the game between Jarno Lahti and Petteri Salonen. But first look at this, because now it's must strike situation for Jarno Lahti. But that happens, so that means Jarno Lahti is out of the tournament. I don't know if that interview is any more relevant.
Well, feelings.
Okay, let's play it out.
Jarno Lahti, 16 on jäljellä. Mitkä on fiilikset?
Loistavat. Keilaaminen on hyvää ja tuntuu, että radat on aika selkeät. Ne ei tarvitse muuta kuin vaan suorittaa.
Kuinka monta eri palloa olet käyttänyt näissä matseissa?
Käytännössä yhtä vaan.
Eli siinä mielessä välineistökin on ihan TikTok-kunnossa.
Pitäisi olla, joo.
Ei muuta kuin onnea loppupäivää.
Kiitos.
And that was before the game, but as you can see, Petteri has dominated their match, shooting 515 or 25, I can't see exactly, but it's way over 500. And even this game is going to be at least 220, could be 230. So Petteri has really continued his impressive play. Jarno Lahti, well, 620. That's not awful, but probably at this stage and at this level of players, it's not enough. So another sweep in the first 8 lanes. William Svensson leaving a 2-pin, and in that match there's also a chance for a sweep. Nicholas Carter is up by 2, but William Svensson is leading the match after 7 frames by 9 points. Oh, Nicholas Carter missed a 2-pin, so it's more. But we'll come back later to that game. Over here we have tight ones. Niklas Sörensen has struck since last time 3 times, and Alex Joki made a spare, so Niklas is up by 10. Sanna Oksanen, little high hit, but still manages to take out all 10. And including handicap, he's ahead against Juhani Tontari by 17. Over here, Lukas Heil actually lost. Look at that. Niko Oksanen struck out from the 6th frame, did beat Lukas Heil by 3 pins and takes a 2-1 lead after 3 games. Impressive finish by Niko. And in here, actually Peppi Kosteri needs to strike. And that's not a strike, and she also loses count. So 223 is her maximum if she spares that one. So that means that Jonas needs a strike and 7 to sweep out Peppi. A good light mixer for Jonas, and that means even if Peppi makes a spare, 7 is enough for Jonas, and anything less for Peppi. So I would say the odds are clearly on Jonas's side at the moment.
But everything is possible.
That is true. That is not a spare, so 6 count is enough for Jonas. Which is something that I'm pretty confident it's going to happen. And it did. So Jonas, he sweeps Peppi Kosteri in 3 straight games and moves on into top 8. And here, like we just saw before, Gert and Juho already finished their matches. And in here it looks to be that William Svensson is going to avoid being swept. And it's actually guaranteed that it's going to happen, so there's going to be a 4th game.
So we have already some onboard graphics.
Yes, like already stated, Rissanen, Salonen and Truus are through to top 8. William Svensson is going to reduce that gap to Nicholas Carter to 2 games to 1. And on the other side, Jonas Jähi won. Niko Oksanen is up by 2-1. And the other matches are tied, so we go back to those ones and see exactly what's going to happen.
That is
very tight. Alex Joki
something.
is leading by 1.
Yeah.
And on the right side, Juhani Tonteri needs this strike to win the third game. And it's not a strike, so Sanna Oksanen with handicap shooting 197 and Juhani Tonteri with a spare 194. So Sanna Oksanen is up by 2 games to 1. But it's up to Phil balls. Alex Joki ahead by 1. A really nice strike by Niklas Sörensen. And therefore he forces Alex Joki to strike to win this game. 9 count and we would have our first roll-off.
Yeah.
Which is actually amazing that we haven't seen any ties yet. Last year...
Close ones. But
yeah, but not ties. And last year's I remember there were several roll-offs. Highlighting that Henri Laine and was it Karsten Hansen? I can't remember the other player. Perfect strike for Alex, so he's up 2-1. But yeah, they had 7 strikes both, and then some of the players. I think Henry won, but 8th ball was the decider. But now, Sanna Oksanen and Juhani Tonteri are starting their 4th game. Sanna is up by 2-1. Let's hear some words from Sanna.
No vastaat.
Sanna Oksanen, top 16 jäljellä. Miten tästä eteenpäin?
No mennään päätyy saakka.
Onnea siihen.
Kiitos.
That was a fast one.
yeah, that was really fast.
So 4 games went in 3 games and 4 games are still ongoing. Sanna opens up with a split and therefore Juhani takes the lead, including handicap after the first frame. A nice strike by Alex. His day so far has been pretty impressive. And a reminder about that 300 extra. We have both Alex Joki and Pyry Puharinen in that competition now, so there will be at least a 2-player roll-off after the final game has been played later on today. And the prize money that they're playing for is €2,000. Another perfect shot by Alex. And his body motion is looking like that he really trusts his game at the moment. Luckily didn't leave that 8-pin from that light hit and only leaving the single pin 10 over there. Nico Oksanen, who made that really impressive comeback in the 3rd game, edging out Lucas Hale by 3 pins. Striking out from the 6th, is again ahead of Lucas. Even though Lucas doubles, the gap is 11.
So now we have to decide that shall we stop stream before the next step or have we something going on in here before?
Yeah, and even though it's named step 3, I think viewers will find it anyway because it says it's live. It's not a problem even though it says step 3. So, and since the lanes are dressed, I don't think it's going to take that many minutes before they start step number 4. So I guess maybe do some interviews and keep the stream going on.
Yeah, Jukka was thinking that it takes about 10 minutes when he is checking the seeds and those to that.
And making lane assignments, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we should keep the
lanes
stream
are
on.
already dressed, so
Yeah, dressed, yeah. But
that's
just
not
the
taking,
assignments,
yeah.
who plays where. But I think we should keep the stream going on.
Yeah. So I think that let's take thing that I will put Janne on camera and you on the mic and then have full live stream on the set.
Yeah,
here.
between, yeah, and we can also interview some spectators.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be all players.
Yeah.
Lucas Hegel, if he strikes here, but he won't, leaves a bucket, he would have been tied, now he's trailing 14. Nicholas Carter has a double, William Svensson 2 spares, and Carter is up by 2-1. A really nice strike. William. To me, Nicholas Carter is a new face. I can't remember seeing him before. But as we can see, obviously, he's a young up-and-coming bowler. But he has shown already so far that he has the nerves and mental game to be successful in this tournament. Because last night he was trailing against Robin Newberry 2-0 and was able to turn that match around. So far his playing has been impressive. And of course, if you make top 16 in a tournament like this, all the players have been doing okay.
True.
And another good shot by him. And also, he's a rarity these days since he's using his thumb. Most of his hate bowlers are using 2 hands.
So the graphics has been
Updated.
so
Oh, that was a fast one.
double click.
But there is that you can see what we already know.
Yep.
And the other side, it's been updated that Sanna and Alex and Nico are up 2-1.
Yeah. So those has advanced.
Williams Winston left that week 7, so that means Nicholas Carter is up by 21 pins after 4 frames. Elsewhere, Alex Joki is doing Alex Joki thing, even though he leaves at 7 pin, but since Niklas Sorensen is even par at the halfway of this 4th game, so that means Alex is leading by 39. I would say already in this 6th frame, Niklas needs to strike. And he does. Taking out that 7 late, but he deserved a strike with that shot. Juhani Tonteri, on the other hand, on 11 and 12, double and a triple. And since Sanna doesn't have a double, that match is looking like it's going to go the distance.
So there was a pin tickling another in Sanna's throw.
Yeah, that was close to being very lucky because originally she left for 6 and then something took out the 6 and the 6 almost took out the 4. But in any case, she's in big hole in this 4th game. It would be a huge turnaround, even bigger than what Nico did in the 3rd game against Lucas Hagel. For some reason, I don't see this one going to be Sanna's way anyway. So 5th game is more than likely. And if this is a strike, I would say it's 100%, and that was a 100% perfect shot also. In here, Nico is actually continuing his strong ways, leading by 34, and if this is a strike, he strikes out. Lucas Heyel leaves a flat 10, but in any case, sparing that and staying clean in the 10th, Nico will advance to top 8 also. But before Nico makes his spare shot, we're gonna go back to here, because if Nicolas carded that, I thought it was gonna hook a little too high. No, dead flush in the pocket. 31 pin lead over William Svensson. 4 frames to go. It's been a little bit easier to follow all the matches since only 8 matches were going.
Yeah.
When the full house was running, it was kind of hard to catch all the action into our mainstream.
There was many lanes what we missed.
And obviously when they start at the same time, at least the first game, they're always going to be the 10th frame at the same time. But William Svensson pretty much needs this one and gets that one. A light hit, stays in the game. But before Nicolas shoots, let's go to 9 and 10. That game is once again a very tight one. Niklas Sørensen has managed to do 4 in a row. So he's 30 over and Alex is 38. So only 8 pin difference. And with that shot, Sanna Oksanen can't win anymore that 4th game. So now it's 100% sure 5th game between the 2 of those. Alex Joki misses badly, loses count, super washout. It's manageable to make that spare, but still loses count. And in any case, it's in Niklas Sørensen's hands what happens in that match.
So it looks like that it is going to 5th match game.
It could be. But if Alex Joki makes a spare, he's still up by 3. But into this match, now we're in a situation, since the difference is that 31, William Svensson, he has to strike. And with that 7-10, it actually, that's the nail in the coffin. Niklas Carter will win, and we could see that Alex Joki made that spare. So Alex is leading by 3, but Niklas has a strike. He was a little tight, that's why he didn't grab the lane so good. The hit was light, but because it didn't slow down enough, 7 pin is there, and now it's back to Alex's hands to close out this game in 4. Before Alex shoots, the final score over here, Nico Oksanen 225, Lucas Heyel 190. So Nico Oksanen wins 3 games to 1 and goes through to the top 8. As is Nicolas is winning over there against William Svensson. These are the 2 matches that are still going on. And with that strike, Alex needs 1 strike and 7 spare in the 10th to close out Niklas. Alex is taking his time. And why should he rush into that shot? There's no need to do that. I thought it was a little tight, but it stayed pretty nicely. Dead flush. And like I said, now he can lose 3 pins in count. 8 and 1 is enough, 7 spare. Already 9 with the first one, that's enough. And that also means that Niklas Sørensen would have to strike out. And since this is not a strike, it's Alex Joki defeating Niklas Sørensen in 4 games. Alex Joki is through to top 8. And confirmation from here, Niklas Carter will defeat William Svensson also in 4 games. So we have only 1 match going into the 5th game, and that's the game between Juhani Tontari and Sanna Oksanen. So we should keep our camera here the rest of the step 3. It's not even close to what Alex Joki did in the second round, but he still manages to shoot 920. That's 230 average, but it feels kind of lame after average is 282 the previous round. And he scores. 233, so the total was 933, and Alex wins his game against Niklas Sørensen with 3 games to 1. And like we previously said, it's going to be like 10 minutes or so. Players are moving on straight to lanes 17 to 24. And starting as soon as possible that final step number 4, which has 8 players still remaining in the tournament. Tontari picks up that 2-8, and Sanna left 4-9. No spare there. So including handicap, Juhani is up by 5. A strike for Juhani. And even though it looked a little while that 10 pin was going to staying there, it wasn't even close. The 6 pin actually took it quite heavily. Just another pin knocked at the same time at the 10 pin. That's why it didn't go that fast to the pit. Easy pickup for Sanna of that 3-6-10. That was out of reach for Juhani, leaving that left for 1-2-4-7. Sanna's reaction is actually quite poor at the moment. But since she's playing always kind of straight line, it's not that vulnerable, leaving tough splits. So it's still anybody's game at this moment after 4 frames. Easy spare on pin number 5. So 6-pin lead for Juhani. That was actually a very nice shot by Juhani. But it looks like lane 11 is way more better for Juhani than lane 12. So far in the top 8, 7 of those players we already know who they are. 4 Finnish bowlers and 3 foreign players. Finnish bowlers are Juho Rissanen, Petteri Salonen, Niko Oksanen, Joonas Jähi. And international players Gert Roos, Nicholas Carter and Alex Joki. Sanna's struggles continue, this time leaving the bucket. Once again losing count. And that's not the easiest of spares. Juhani's lead is 10. Well, quite solid spare for Sanna. Let's see what happens on 12 for Juhani. Because that's the lane he really doesn't trust at the moment. Lane 11 is a piece of cake, but lane 12. Tried to go a little tighter than the previous shots. Looked okay, but still hooked a little bit too much. A little high, leaving the 4-pin. A light strike for Sanna. So still 10-point difference. 4 frames to go in this decisive 5th game between Joni Tonteri and Sanna Oksanen. Nope. Straight to the nose, leaving 6-10. Oh, this time on lane 11. Juhani missed the pocket, leaving 3, 6-10, and now it's down to 7. No chops there, easy spare for Sanna. And like I've said before, 3, 6, 10 is not my favorites, at least. But also Juhani makes it look like it's piece of cake. So 3 frames to go. Juhani is up by 7. But based on what we're seeing, it's impossible to guess who's going to win. So we have to just wait out. And as we can see, Juhani's spare ball is stuck there behind. So there's going to be a few second delay. Okay, now it's in the tunnel. All clear. That looks to be the pocket. And it is, and for some reason the 6-pin takes out the 10. Important strike for Sanna in the 8th, putting the pressure on Juhani, who really hasn't found anything on lane 12 so far. Straighter, and this time perfect. Impressive strike by Juhani, so it stays the same. 7 pins. The only difference is now it's only 2 frames remaining. And for the viewers' info, like we already said before, if you didn't hear it, we're not gonna cut this stream and make a new one for final step 4. We are continuing this stream since a good light hit for Sanna, but doesn't get the strike, the 7-pin stance. But yes, we are continuing this stream because the difference between ending this 3rd and starting the 4th is going to be around 10 minutes. Players only need to move to lanes 17 to 24. No reason to cut the stream and start a new one. Maybe do some kind of interview in between, but we'll see. But don't go anywhere, it's gonna start soon. That was massive shot by Juhani. Going back to those striking ways on 11. So now he's up 17, and that means any kind of mark, he can lose count a lot, 7 to be exact. So any kind of mark pretty much seals the deal for Juhani. But do remember, it hasn't been that easy for him on lane 12. Although the last shot in the 8th frame, that was pure gold. He went a little straighter and harder, straight into the pocket. Let's see if that happens again. Looks okay. Well, it was a good shot. All he needs to do is make a spare on that 10-pin. And if Sanna doesn't strike here, he doesn't even have to make that spare either. And that definitely is not a strike for Sanna. So now we know those 8 players who are in the top 8. Once more I go through the list. It's Gert Roos, Juho Rissanen, Nicolas Kade, Petteri Salonen, Alex Joki, Juhani Tonteri, Niko Oksanen, and Joonas Jähi.
And after this starts the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, don't cut the stream. We're going to continue with this one, but it's going to be around 10-15 minutes. And then we already start step number 4, but there's going to be a radio silence for a while now, but the stream is going on. And if we manage to get some kind of interview now, we'll be showing it to you. So keep the stream open, and probably there's something happening before step 4 starts.
Do we have already win? There is still not official information on the...
Well, it can be because Juhani Tonteri is still shooting, but like I said, maybe an interview now, and in 10 to 15 minutes, step 4 starts.
Ja näin meillä on selvillä top 8. Top 8 joukkoon menivät seuraavat keilailijat: Gert Roos, Juho Rissanen, Nikolas Carter, Petteri Salonen, Alex Joki, Juhani Tonteri, Niko Oksanen ja Joonas Jähi. We have now top 8. Gert Roos, Juho Rissanen, Nikolas Carter, Petteri Salonen, Alex Joki, Juhani Tonteri, Niko Oksanen and Joonas Jähi. They will be playing next step of the finals on lanes 17 to 24. We will start and next step will start in 15 minutes, so 20 to 3. You have time, players have time to go bathroom or take a little break. We'll start in 15 minutes.
Mulla on tässä Kimmo Lehtonen, Hall of Fame-keilaaja ja entinen kova luu. Milläs mielellä katselet nykyään näitä kisoja?
No itse asiassa, tuossa kun äsken olin kotona, niin jotenkin vaan tie vei autoon ja ajelin tuohon Talin parkkikselle, että veri vetää kovasti edelleen niin kuin halliin ja ihan kiva tulla kattoon miten tämä nykyään nuoriso täällä laittaa ja Petteri tietysti kanssa.
Niin nykyään nuoriso. Petteri ei ehkä kuulu siihen. Ootko yhtään heittänyt ja jos oot vähänkään, niin käviköis mielessä missään vaiheessa osallistua tähän?
No siis sanotaan näin, että sen jälkeen tuossa kun maajoukkueura jäi, niin mielessä on käynyt osallistua paljonkin kisoihin, mutta vaan kuuluisa myös siitä, että sitten se menee yhtä nopeasti ohi. Eli kyllä mun kävi mielessä, että kävisi tähän niin osallistuun, mutta sitten toisaalta mä en ole heittänyt yhtään. Että SM-kisat, Ballmasteri, siinä ne melkein on. Ja sanotaan näin, että jostain syystä semmoinen vähän henki päällä olisi, mutta en ole vielä löytänyt tietä radalle asti. Ja nyt jos tähän olisi tullut osallistumaan, niin toki kyllä mä nyt varmaan olisin maaliin päässyt 6 sarjaa, mutta sitten kun ei ole yhtään heittänyt, niin jotenkin ei vielä oikein niin kuin henkisesti osaa asennoitua siihen, että tuu tuohon 11.50 heittämään. Että pakko myöntää, että sen verran kilpailuvietti on vielä aika vahva.
Itellä on ihan tuttu tunne toi, että ei viitti heitellä 20 pistettä alle entisten tuloksia, mutta Ballmasteri on varmaan semmoinen kuitenkin, kun se on käsite, niin siihen se varmaan tuu tammikuussa, vaikka ei kunto olisikaan niin häppäinen.
Joo, ehdottomasti, että itse asiassa me ollaan joulu ja vuodenvaihde tuolla Jenkeissä ja mä otin vartavasten paluulennon niin, että se on sillä viikolla muistaakseni keskiviikkona, että pääsee osallistumaan ja jotenkin tätä tunnelmaa aistiin, että edelleenkin Tali on Tali ja Ballmasteri on Ballmasteri, että siitähän me ei päästä mihinkään.
Se on vähän harmi, niin kuin mä eilen itsekin olin harmistunut, kun oli lauantai-ilta, finaalit käynnissä ja Talissa aina Bolmasterissa on hyvä tunnelma, niin ehkä vielä tässä vaiheessa Hammer Challenge ei ole löytänyt niitä tyyppejä, koska ei täällä ollut kuin 30 pelaajaa, mutta eikö se ole just se, mikä se Bolmasterin suola on, kun näet vanhoja tuttuja ja se tunnelma on vaan niin mahtava, niin siihen haluaa osallistua.
Joo, siis ilman muuta ja kyllähän niin kuin vanha sanonta, että urheilu on parasta livenä, että kyllähän siis niin kuin siltä osin on ihan oikeasti harmillista, että tässä ei niin kuin ollut, koska tässä on kuitenkin tämän hetken huiput radalla ja hyviä pelaajia, hyviä matseja, niin siinä mielessä harmi. Mutta ehkä tämä koko katsojakulttuuri on, sä muistat sen hyvin, me ollaan sen verran kauan tätä nähty, eikä nyt palata menneisiin, että voi kun silloin sitä ja tätä, mutta siis se on fakta, että jostain syystä niin kun ehkä ihmiset ei samalla lailla enää löydä paikan päälle, mikä on harmi, koska me pelaajana tiedetään se, että se on se yleisö tuo sen fiiliksen ja sitten se on yleisölle myös hyvin antavaa se tunnelma, että onneksi vielä Ballmasterissa on aika kivasti sitä jengiä ja arvokisoissa nyt kun itse sain kunnian esimerkiksi tänne päättää arvokisat, niin niissähän täällä on vielä kivasti ollut katsojia ja kannustusta ja tunnelmaa, että vaikka teillä on nyt teette hienoa livestreamiä ja kaikkea sitä on toki helppo katsoa himassa, mutta silti sitä aina toivoo, että vielä kuitenkin osa keila-ihmisistä ja vaikka ei olisi keila-ihminenkään, niin tulisi kattoon tätä, että ihan niin kuin semmoisetkin ihmiset olisi kiva tänne saada niin kuin seuraamaan, että jotka ei niin kuin sillä lailla keilailusta ymmärrä, meinaan laji kuin laji, niin onhan se hieno katsoa, kun joku on hyvä. Että se on niin kuin makeeta niin kuin seuraa ja tässäkin niin kuin kuitenkin, kun sä katsot sitä kaatoa ja sitä ja tätä ja niin onhan se edelleen koukuttavaa.
Niin ja kyllähän myös sitten oma kiinnostus on sitten hyvä tai harrastelija, niin ehkä kun sä tuut paikan päälle, niin se innostaa sua enemmän menemään sitten itse keilaamaan, kun et sä katot kotona TV:stä sitä. Mutta me annetaan sun nyt keskittyä tuohon 8-kierrokseen, me jatketaan Jannen kanssa ympäri. Ei muuta kuin hyvää jatkoa, Kimmo.
Kiitos paljon ja kiitos kun sain tulla haastateltavaksi. Kaikkea hyvä Pasi, hyvin vedetty.
No niin, ei mitään. Voidaan.
Ei nyt noiden kanssa.
Ei nyt noiden kanssa. No, tässä mennään lennossa seuraavaa. Kunniapuheenjohtaja Harri Järvinen, milläs mielellä seuraat turnausta?
No tietenkin erittäin mielenkiintoisella tavalla, koska tämmöistä huippukeilailua on aina mukava katsella.
Niin ja itsehän myös osallistuit tähän, eikö niin?
Joo, heitin 10-20 ja sitten 400 jälkeen piti keskeyttää.
Niin aivan, eli 10-20, mutta tuli sitten rakkula peukaloon ja sitten menit vaihtoon.
Joo. No, sanottakoon nyt, että olihan se 6 sarjaa kuitenkin.
Siitä on jo aikaa, kun sä oot ollut puheenjohtaja, mutta suohan näkee silti koko ajan hallilla. Sä oot kuitenkin aktiivinen sarjapelaaja ja noita, niin ilmeisesti keilailu siis lajina edelleenkin kiehtoo.
No kyllä ilman muuta ja olen nyt löytänyt jotenkin paikkani tuolla veteraanien keilakisoissa, liiga 60 ja niin edelleen, että siellä on hyvä henki. En sano sitä, etteikö hyvä henki ole joka puolella meidän keilailuporukkaa, mutta sieltä olen löytänyt nyt, voisiko sanoa uuden kodin, jos näin vähän herkistäen sanon.
Eikö se ole niin, että sä oot ollut vähän reilun vuoden verran nyt eläkkeellä, niin silloinhan keilailu täyttää päiväohjelmaa oikein kivasti.
No joo, ihan reilu 2 vuotta itse asiassa jo, että on nyt sitten hyvä mahdollisuus aina tiistaisin 10 tulla heittämään liikaa.
No, sehän on kiva kuulla. Me annetaan sun Harri jatkaa nautiskelua tästä. Kohta 8 parasta jatkaa, niin jäädään jännittämään, miten käy.
Kiitos. Tämä on parasta urheiluviihdettä. Ja sanoisin vielä sen, että vaikka nyt samaan aikaan on yleisurheilun MM-kisat ja
koripallon
EM-kisat alkaa kohta, niin kyllä tämä voiton vie, mutta pitää vähän jollain tavalla vilkuilla näitä muitakin.
No niin, jäädään katsoa, miten käy.
Kiitos paljon.
Onkohan meillä enää aikaa? Mennään nyt sen radan kautta. Katsotaan, jos saadaan joku niistä, mikä ei ollut äsken.
Kukin kunnia.
Minä.
Oikeeta.
Kukas siinä voi? No vitsi, jos me voidaan kysyä Petteriltä, koska se ei ollut edeltävässä. Annatko sä, Petteri, vielä kommenttia, kun noita muilta me äsken kyseltiin jotain?
No niin, joo, se on kiva. Niin.
No niin, Petteri Salonen, 8 on jäljellä ja saat yksi niistä. Onko se odotettu juttu vai suuri yllätys?
Ehkä se on pieni yllätys. Ainakin sulle.
No ei ollenkaan, koska mä tunnen sut. Noin nuoremmathan ei voi tietenkään tuntea sua.
Niin, no joo. Se on se ehkä silleenkin, mutta oonhan mä tietysti vähän yllättynyt, mutta niin kuin mä sanoin tuossa aikaisemmissa haastatteluissa, että peli paranee, kun saa sarjoja alle ja aika hyvä itseluottamus ja uskaltaa tehdä ne muutokset, mitä tuossa peliaikana tarvii tehdä, niin ei jäädä niin odottelemaan, että kaveri mokaa, vaan pitää olla itse aktiivinen.
Niin, mä oon kyllä samaa mieltä, että sä oot tehnyt pallonvaihtoja ihan nopealla aikataululla ja heittänyt oikein hyvin, että eihän se olisi mikään säkä, että sä oot täällä mukana, niin eihän tässä ole mitään syytä, miksei me päästäisi katsomaan sua myös siellä 4 joukossa, eihän?
Joo, eihän tässä ole nyt mitään syytä. Nyt tässä on yksi kivi taas tuossa käännettävänä, että katsotaan sitten, minkälainen vastus sieltä tulee.
Teidän matsista voi ainakin sanoa, että suomalainen menee 4 joukkoon, kun sä pelaat Juhania vastaan, mutta ei muuta. Me annetaan sun jäädä keskittymään. Tähän alkaa ehkä 3-4 minuutin päästä jo, niin toivottavasti nähdään siellä top 4 joukossa.
Kiitos samoin. Toivottavasti nähdään siellä.
No niin, se oli Petteri se. Voidaan Jähi ottaa vielä. Anna säkin, Joonas, vielä muutama kommentti. No rahaa ensin ja sitten pari kommenttia. Ja viimeisenä otetaan tähän, mutta ei todellakaan vähäisimpänä. Joonas Jähi, 8 on jäljellä ja saat vielä mukana. Peli sujuu siis varmaan aika hyvin.
No, riittävän. En mä nyt sanoisi vielä, että täydellisesti, mutta tässä vielä paljon parannettavaa. Mennään peli kerrallaan.
Mutta ei ole kuitenkaan mitään semmoista selkeää, että esimerkiksi Fressillä ei löytyisi mitään palloa tai tämmöistä. Eli isoa ongelmaa ei ole.
Ei ole. Mutta lähdetään vaan voittaa, niin mehän riittää.
Niin, eli hyvää suorittamista, niin sut nähdään top 4, eikö niin?
Just näin.
No niin, onnea siihen.
Kiitos.
So now we have had some interviews and we should have players quite ready on the lanes, and when Jukka is starting announcing, then on that point we put our own training music on.
And now we are ready for this next step. Top 8 is on the lanes, and only 4 will go to the final lane pair. Same play style as before, best of 5. You have 10 minutes practice when the machine starts. And same as before, you can change the surface of the ball during practice, but not after that. Good luck, everybody.
On the line, too much to give in. If you think it's over, then let's start it again. The planets align, the stars burn bright, the sun goes down, we keep going all night. Don't back down, the moment is now. Don't miss out, we're never turning around. The night is young, we're out and free. If you can, try to catch me if you can. Catch me if you can. We're renegades. us cause we're moving the night. We're always ready if they put up a fight. I'll run, I'll climb, we'll outshine. You were wrong to think it's worth it to try. So listen up, I'm calling your bluff, calling your bluff. Yeah, give it up, I think you've had enough. We're renegades. Yeah, we're renegades. We're renegades. Too much on the line, too much to give in. If you think it's over, then let's start it again. The planets align, the stars burn bright, the sun goes down, let's keep going all night. So listen up, I'm calling your bluff, calling your bluff. Yeah, give it up, think you've had enough, you've had enough. We're renegades. We're renegades. We're renegades. We're renegades. We're renegades. Yeah, I'm moving at the speed of sound. I got both hands off the wheel. No, nothing's gonna slow me down. I keep on heading straight to the top. I'm gonna show you something real. No, nothing's gonna make me stop. I got breath in my lungs, my blood pumping strong. I gotta tell you what I feel inside. I feel so good. I got breath in my lungs, my blood pumping strong. I gotta tell you what I feel inside. I feel so good. So good to be alive. 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 I'm hitting harder than a hurricane. I got nothing left to fear. No, there isn't any other way. I got breath in my lungs, my blood pumping strong. I gotta tell you what I feel inside. I feel so good. I got breath in my lungs, my blood pumping strong. I gotta tell you what I feel inside. I feel so good. So good to be alive. 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 So good to be alive.
This is how it works now. When the gates of earth won't let you out, this is where you fall down. You weren't ready when heaven rained down in a storm cloud. Oh, don't let your feelings out. Every word you speak on the back page, dripping in a joke in a seascape. In your love shell, you weren't ready to meet the angels. When you fall, then it don't. When you care, then it won't. You weren't ready when heaven rained down. When you fall
Final step 4.
Yes.
Top 8 remain.
And we can straight see from the
And
graphics.
those are the matchups. Joonas Jähi and Nicholas Carter are playing on 17 and 18. Juhani Tonteri and Petteri Salonen are playing on 19 and 20. Niko Oksanen, Alex Joki, 21 and 22. And the last pair, Gert Roos, Juho Rissanen on 23 and 24. And now it gets easier for us. Since there are only 2 cameras that we need, we don't need to bounce anymore between 8 cameras. 2 is enough. And the rules are the same. Best of 5, so you need to win 3 games in order to advance into those top 4 semifinals, which will start actually probably earlier than the officially scheduled 5 o'clock. We'll keep you updated about the start times, but at the moment it is possible that it might start earlier than 5. But now let's concentrate on these matches that just started. Both Joonas Jähi and Nicholas Carter started with a strike. Petteri Salonen also started with a strike. Juhani probably didn't make his best shot of his career, leaving 1, 2, and 5. Good looking shot from Joonas, and the 6-pin takes out the 10. He starts with a double. Juhani is also able to make that spare, even though 1, 2, 5 looks a bit weird because you hardly ever leave that, but basically you only need to do is hit the pocket, and it can be actually a little higher, so that's not that hard. Nicholas Carter in the second frame, super washout. That was a bad one from Petteri, but it was bad enough, so it went enough to the left, leaving only 6 and 10. Over here, Niko Oksanen so far is the only one that has left something through 2 frames. Juho Rissanen. Solid 9, but that messenger sweeps it off the deck. Triple for Juho. And also a very nice strike for Kert. So there we have a tie after 3 frames since both players have stayed perfect so far. Alex Joki leaves a flat 10. But so did Nico. So the difference stays at 10. I don't know what Juho was waiting, because to me it looked the whole way that it was gonna hold and go into the pocket like it did. 4 strikes so far already for Juho. Easy spare for Alex. Let's see if Gert can respond. Juho strike. Well, he definitely can. Perfect start for both of those guys. Let's go to the other one. Jonas Jähi. A little weird strike, but a strike still. He's up by 10 against Nicolas Kade. And Petteri is up by 13 after the 3 frames. A really nice strike by Petteri over there. Increases his lead to 23. And Nicolas Kade also strikes. And so does Juhani Tonteri. The matches are based on seedings, and the highest seed player remaining is Niko Oksanen, who was 10th in qualification. So that tells you that in this best of 5 format, it really doesn't guarantee you anything if you finish very high in the qualification. And Alex Joki, who is playing against Nico, he came through B final from yesterday, and you all remember how he has played today. 846 for 3 in round 2, and in step 3, 933 for 4. So it's been quite impressive day from him so far. With that strike, and with Petteri leaving that 2-10, Juhani leads at the halfway mark of the first game. Great shot by Nicolas Kade. Juho Rissanen is going for a 6th strike. And that, he grabbed it a little bit, yeah. Only leaving the 4-pin. And his lead is 12 over Gert Truus. That was a nice looking shot from Gert. Picture perfect all day long. Alex was showing that it was a little tight line, or it was a hair high, and therefore he left that pocket 7. He was wobbling a little. Not the perfect shot, but still in the end I thought it was a bit unlucky to leave that 7. And Nico responds with a good light mixer and reduces the gap to 10 pins. Juha strikes. And these lanes were oiled at the same time as the first 16 lanes around noon, so lanes have been standing pat. So I think there's little difference now compared to the lanes that they used previous round, because it was a shorter time between starting play and oiling the lanes. And so far it looks like that there are not huge problems for anyone. With a strike here, Nico would tie. Oh, that's not a strike. He grabbed it and the ball immediately grabbed the lane also when it hit the surface. Luckily only a single pin, 3 pin, but Alex Joki's lead is 11. Jonas, yeah, he leaves 2-4-8-10. Most likely Nicholas Carter is going to be up by something. With that strike, definitely, even if Jonas spares. Also, Juhani Tontori has taken. Well, Jonas spares. So the difference is 4 in favor of Nicholas Carter. That looked a bit tight, but very, very fortunate strike. Like you can see from Juhani's emotions. It should not be a strike when you make a bad shot like that, but in bowling it can happen. It increases Juhani's advantage over Petteri, and this 8 frame, it is already a must strike situation for Petteri. Light mixer, Petteri is 5 over, and Juhani is 37 over, so the difference is 32 pins. But since Petteri is working on strikes, we still have a game. Nicholas Carter strikes again, even though it looked a little tight line, but it held really nicely. A solid strike for him. So his lead is up to 14. Another good shot by Jonas. Leaving 3, 6, 9, 10. 18 pins the difference. Juhani strikes again. .47 over. The 42 pin advantage to Juhani. Any kind of mark in the 10th is enough, even if Petteri strikes out. And Petteri doesn't, so Juhani Tontori wins game number 1 against Petteri Salonen. Jonas chops that one, so it looks like it's going to be Nicholas's game, but there's still theoretical chance over here. Alex Joki's lead over Niko Oksanen is still 11 pins. And Juho Rissanen leads by 2 going into the 10th. So these matches are both very tight ones. There seems to be some kind of problem on 23 and 24. At least it looks like it's not the ball, or maybe it was, but it's already in Juho's hand. He leads by 2 going into the 10th. And off the screen we can confirm that it was Nicholas Carter who took the first game against Jonas Jää. Really nice strike. For Juho Rissanen, that pretty much forces Gert Truus to strike twice in the 10th. Alex Joki, a very nice light hit. Increases his lead to 21 pins. And since Nico is not working on a strike, now he is. And if Nico strikes out, Alex needs to strike once in the 10th. Gert leaves that 4-pin, so the first game goes to Juho Rissanen. Short visit over here. Petteri is gonna shoot a little over 200. Juhani shot 250. Nicholas Carter continues his impressive display. Strikes again in the 10th. That's 7 in a row for him. But that match was already over before the 10th frame. So we should go back to this one. One strike here, which Alex makes. Also makes sure that he wins the first game. So first game winners, Nicholas Carter, Juhani Tonteri, Alex Joki, and Juho Rissanen. The schedule for the remainder of the day also depends if any of these matches goes the distance, and that means 5 games. If none of those goes that far, we might start earlier than 5. But stay tuned, wait for confirmation, the exact start time, so you don't miss anything what's going to happen later on today. Nico shoots 2-0 something. Alex Joki once again impressive 240 something. It's been a huge day for Alex Joki. His average so far is over 250. Juho starts with a strike, and every time you see pins go down to the pit like that, where the 6-pin stays low enough, hitting the fat area of the pin, taking down to 10, then you know that your ball reaction is close to perfect. Also Gert Truus strikes. Juhani starts with 410. Jonas started with a strike. That was light, and leaving only 4 was actually a good result from that shot. A little tight line for Petteri, but still held nicely. And dead flush strike for him to start the second game. That wasn't too far away from Juhani making a spare on that 410, but not this time. So early advantage to Petteri. Let's see if Petteri can double up. Maybe a little too little axis rotation, and therefore he left that 10 pin over there. Jonas also missed his shot on the left lane, leaving baby split. This time Juhani was not going to be denied a perfect strike on lane 19. And Nicholas Carter light hit and a strike. Jonas, yeah, he does not cover that baby split, so Nicholas Carter has a 12 pin advantage after 2 frames. Over here, I actually saw that Gert Roos made a spare on 2 and 10. Juho Rissanen, I didn't see what spare he left, but obviously he couldn't cover it, so early advantage to Gert. Another split to Juho, and that was a poor shot. He grabbed it and pulled it left, and unluckily left half of the pins remaining on the deck. Niko Oksanen, good strike. Another really nice shot, even though 9 pin was there for a while. Messenger took it out, and in general the shot was good. Oh, that was close. But not good enough. So Gert Roos is up by 24 after 3 frames. Alex Joki thought he might have missed it a little bit too much to the right, but the ball was able to recover enough, hitting the light pocket and knocking all 10 down. This time no 2 10s on Carrot on lane 23. Double, and the lead is already 34. A good light mixer for Nico. He doubles. This time Juho is back to his normal ways, making a good shot. And Nicholas Carter just continues to be impressive. Triple. Jonas also has a double, but still 22 pin lead for Nicholas Carter. Jonas, yeah, he looks like he has switched to purple hammer also, which I know is not his favorite ball. Leaving 2-5-8. Petteri Salonen leaving a flat 10. Nicholas Carter, he pulled it left, but for some reason was able to trip the 4, and now he's in good situation, taking command in this second game also, after winning the first one in his match against Jonas Jähi. And Jonas chops at 2-5-8, so now the gap is already 47 pins. It is looking kind of bad for Jonas at this moment. Petteri and Juhani are quite tight. Petteri is leading by 1. Now Kert missed it way too much to the right, super washout, and after consecutive strikes loses definitely a lot of count, and if he can make a spare, that's almost like a double empty frame in one frame. But don't be surprised, like I've said earlier many times, to see if Gert really makes a spare on that one. Nico hits it nicely light and strikes all 10 down. 4 in a row for him. I thought that was, even though Juho is showing some kind of signs over there, I thought it was a good shot. Just unfortunately left that ringing 10. But yes, Gert missed it, and since it's 5 and 2, it practically is 2 empty frames in one frame. That, I don't know if it hit the pin or probably it hit. It didn't bounce off the gutter. At least it looks like that it's gonna stay on the scoreboard as a spare. Nico Oksanen going for a 5th strike, and that is exactly what happens. Great shot by him. And you need to be sharp when you're playing against Alex Joki. Anything less than 250 and you're probably in trouble. And now Gert really experiences really bad break over there. Solid 8, and I think actually the ball hit the pin slightly, but it didn't go down. But that is bowling. Alex Joki. Wow, I thought that was going to leave a flat 10. Boy, whatsoever. It certainly didn't leave anything. 6 pin destroyed the 10 pin, and they are dead tied in that match after 6 frames. Great strike for Juho. And in here, Nicholas Carter's lead is 44 pins. Petteri and Juhani, 2 pin advantage for Juhani. Nicholas Carter just needs to stay clean the last 3 frames, and he will win the second game as well, the first one. Impressive shot by Petteri Salonen, and with that double, he moves ahead by 8 pins over Juhani. A little weird looking 10 pin for Juhani. I think it bounced a little. The pin, I mean. So it's 9 pin advantage to Petteri after that shot. Nicholas Carter just plays perfect. Really nice shot. Nothing seems to be stopping him right now. But over here, Alex Joki was stopped. He left something, probably 4 pin or 7 pin. So now Nico leads by 11. And Gert is up by 14 still against Juho. This time leaving a little flattened, keeping that match very close. Gert strikes nicely. So the lead is up to 24. Any kind of mark, and you don't lose more count than 3 in the 10th is enough for Gert. Very light hit, and actually a fading light hit. So I think Alex Joki was a bit fortunate to get the strike from that shot, but nevertheless it's a strike. 10 pin difference, and Juho don't strike over there, so it's guaranteed that Gert wins game number 2 and ties their match at 1 apiece. And Nico almost missed the 10 pin. Slightly hitting the 10 pin, but that's enough. Now we can confirm Nicolas Carter has won second game against Joonas Jähi, so he is up by 2 games. And Petteri Salonen's lead over Juhani Tonteri at the moment is 20. So it looks like there's going to be a tie also. Over here Alex Joki strikes, so that match is dead even. Barely taking out the 10, but that's still enough. It's a tie game going into the 10th. First game went to Alex Joki, and the second game is now tied. Gert needs 2 from that. That would give him 194, and Juho's maximum is 193. Alex goes up first, leaving the 4 pin. And since he had a double and Nico has a single strike, the spare strike is already enough for Nico. And Gert takes out those 2 like he needed. Rissan and Truus 1 apiece after 2 games. Nico Oksanen wins the match, not the match, the game, and he also ties that match at 1 apiece. So Nicolas Carter is the only one leading 2-0 after 2 frames. 3 other matches are tied at 1. Six split for Nicolas Carter to start the 3rd game. It doesn't matter. Petteri is going to shoot 210 and Juhani's maximum 203. Juhani switched balls, testing out something else, since that was not meaningful frame. It's always clever to test out your other options when that occasion arises. Petteri Salon 2-11, and that match is tied at 1. Jonas, yeah, a little high hit, leaving the 4-pin. That ball looks to be working pretty nicely for Juhani. And third games are starting here. Both matches are tied at 1 apiece. Typical start for Alex Joki. Perfect strike. And also the same for Mikko. Their previous game was very high scoring affair, 269, 248. That is really a bad break. Solid 8, which was almost in a 45 degrees. But no, it stayed up. Really unlucky. And Nico answers with a flat 10. So most likely we are still tied after 2 frames. Pin for Juho. That's bad. So leaving 6-10 with that shot is actually okay. Juhani opens up with a strike. And here are the graphs. Like mentioned, Nicholas Carter is the only one leading 2-0. 3 other matches are tied at 1 apiece. Let's see if Jonas can create something of a comeback. He's lofting the ball, and that was actually really nice. Huge strike for Jonas. Petteri hitting the nose, leaving 3-6. Nicholas Carter has moved more inside. And this time it worked pretty nicely. Solid strike for him too. I saw that Kert's shot. It was a light pocket hit, leaving the 6-pin. Juho strikes into 3rd frame and leads by 1. But those light 6-pins, you hardly ever see those, but for some reason over here in Tali you see occasionally those. But that is probably because this anti-skid pin deck that they have over here is it has so much friction, so the ball does not deflect that much, and in that case that might happen. And like I said, it's not too common, but sometimes you see it over here. Alex Joki makes a rare miss, leaving 4-6-7. Nico has a perfect place to answer with a strike and move ahead over 20 pins. It was actually really good and he liked it. But unfortunate for Nico, he left that solid 9. But he is still up in that match after 4 frames. Great strike for Juho. Really, really nice. Nico makes that spare with no problems, so he is leading by 12. This time Gert leaves a 7 pin, and that tiny little clap was probably a little bit of out of frustration, because the last 2 frames haven't been so lucky for him. Over here Nicholas Carter has tripled, so Jonas Jähi's lead is 1 pin. Jonas striking in the 7th. Petteri a light hit, but still good enough to take all 10 down. A double for Petteri and he leads by 10 after 3 frames. Nicholas Carter's showing it's really impressive. He went like 5 boards to the left and ever since 4 strikes, and now he leads by 9 over Jonas Jähi, and only 3 frames remaining in this 3rd game. Once again on the right hand lane, the 4 pin for Jonas. Now he is in a tough spot. Nicholas, after making that move, has looked pretty solid. Petteri was able to knock the 10 pin down, so he keeps his 10 pin lead over Juhani. Nicholas Carter a light hit and a strike, so the lead is up to 19. Over here Alex Joki has doubled after that split, so Nico Oksansen's lead is 2 pins. And Juho missed the head pin, so that game is 20 to Juho Rissanen. Now it's 10 after that Brooklyn strike, but in a way I think Gert deserved that strike after those bad breaks in 3rd and 4th frame. 10 pin difference. Let's go back to this one because Jonas Jähi's maximum is 227. Nicholas Carter is 26 over at the moment. And just a perfect shot. He's playing so nicely. Any kind of mark for Nicholas Carter in the 10th, and he is through to top 4, which obviously in this kind of tournament is always a great achievement. And at such a young age, even more impressive. Petteri, after leaving that single pin at 8 pin, Juhani now leads by a single pin. Must strike for Joonas Jähi. It is a strike, but like I said, any kind of mark for Nicholas Carter is enough to take him through to top 4. Oh, Juhani leaves at 7-10. And that messenger was so close to knocking that 10 down at least. Oh, that hooked a little bit more than probably Nicholas thought, and even I didn't think it was going to be that high. But only a 4 pin. But let's see if Joonas makes a strike. If it creates any kind of pressure on Nicholas. Although 4 pin spare is pretty easy, but it becomes harder in situations like that. And now it doesn't matter since Joonas didn't strike, so Nicholas Carter sweeps Joonas Jähi in 3 straight games. Petteri Salonen leaves a 4 pin, but after that unfortunate 7-10 for Juhani. Petteri regained the lead in this match. He is leading by 12 pins. Over here, Nico has left the bucket and looks like 5 pin is a little bit to the right. But no worries, Nico makes a perfect spare shot, but still Alex is up by 18. And Gert is up by 1 pin. Now 11 pins over Juho Rissanen. So there was the last shot from Nicholas Carter. He can go and get ready for the top 4 semifinals. The other matches are still going as we speak and are pretty tight after Alex leaves that 2 pin. It gives hope for Nico, because if he can strike out, it forces Alex to double in the 10th also. High hit for Juho, leaving 3-6-10. So Gert's lead is 14, and he has a strike in the 8th and Juho does not. It's been all strikes on lane 21 for Nico, but so far with 4 tries on lane 22, not a single strike. Easy pickup for Alex Joki. So his lead is 17 going into 10th, but Nico has that strike. So it's still interesting. Juho covers that 3-6-10 pretty easily. Gert's lead was 14, now it's reduced to 11. Let's see if Nico can put any pressure on Alex Joki, because he definitely needs one. And there is your strike. Good light hit, and that at least forces Alex to stay clean in the 10th. And Juho strikes in 9th. We have pretty close matches going on. That ball was bouncing for Alex a little, and I think that was lucky that the 6-pin took out the 10. But Nico, by striking another time, forces Alex to strike once more. Great pickup for Gert. Over here, Juhani is 16 over, Petteri is 17 over, it's a 1-pin game. But since Petteri strikes with that light hit, it's 11-pin advantage to Petteri before the 10th frame. Another flat 10 for Nico on the right-hand lane, so Alex Joki wins the 3rd game and is up by 2-1 after 3 games. Johan is struck there. And Juho struck there also. He now leads by 9. Gert needs to double. Actually, no, I was talking. BS. It's still Gert's lead, but it's reduced to 1 pin. Same thing over here. But with that strike, Petteri stays ahead, 11 pins. Oh, that was lucky for Gert. It could have been something a lot worse than just a single pin. Now it's even. So with a strike, Juho can win the 3rd game and move ahead 2-1. And over there we saw that Juhani left that 4-pin. So that means Petteri Salonen won the 3rd game, and Petteri is leading by 2 games to 1. Juho struck and he wins the 3rd game. He is up 2-1 after 3 games. So Juho Rissanen, Alex Joki and Petteri Salonen are leading their respective matches 2-1 after 3 games. Field ball by Juho. He tested a different ball, and like previously said, those are the situations when it makes sense. Nico starts the 4th game with a strike. And that's the field ball. Gert. Let's see if the graphs are. No, those haven't been updated yet. But we know, like I said, Juho Rissanen, Alex Joki and Petteri Salonen are up 2-1. And Juhani Tonteri starts the 4th game with 3-4 split. Since there are 3 matches, 2-1, I would say at least one of those 3 remaining matches will go the distance, and that means there will be a fifth deciding game. Oh, similar shot, and Juhanis leaving some extra wood over there. That's basically the same split, 3-4. Juhani is not even close, making a spare. What about Petteri? No. Both open up with open frames. Oh, that was a lucky break for Nico on his so-called better lane, 21. The ball hooked a little too much, too early, but he was able to trip the 4-pin down, and that's a double for him. Absolutely picture perfect strike from Gert Roos, and that's a double for him. Juho Rissanen answers with a similar kind of shot, and Gert was absolutely perfect. On 20 you can see Juhani Tonteri leaving 2-8-10. Alex Joki strikes with a light hit. Too strong, leaving at 9-pin. The shot itself was really good, but unfortunately for Gert, he wasn't rewarded for that, leaving 9-pin. Good light hit for Nico. He opens up with a triple. Juho continues that same way that he used on previous shot. Perfect doubles, and now he's up by 1. After that, Gert's solid 9. With that double and Tonteri's 2-8-10, Petteri has taken a 21-pin lead, and now Juhani misses the head pin to the right, leaving 1-2-7. And with a strike over here, and Petteri looks pretty solid. He would take a commanding 31-pin lead. And that is exactly what he does. And do remember that Petteri is already in the senior division. For senior division bowlers making the top 4, it's always really impressive. Last year, Jouni Helminen finished runner-up in this tournament, eventually losing in the final game to eventual winner Rami Mukkula, but Jouni's efforts last year were really good. Similar kind of shot on Juho that happened to Gert, solid 9, and Gert has left a 10-pin over here, so it's a 1-pin game still. Also Nico Oksanen left that 10-pin. Alex Joki also leaves that 10 pin. So Niko Oksanen leads by 10 and Juho Rissanen leads by 1. Now Petteri missed it. But as he was a bit fortunate to leave only a single pin, 2 pin. So he should stay clean, and that means he still leads by 30 and only 5 frames to go. In here, Gert strikes in the 5th. Alex converts his 10 pin spare. Probably Juho thought that he missed it a little bit too much to the right, but since he grabbed it a little bit more too, the ball hooked way more than usually. It came back with ease. Nice strike and stays the same. 1 pin advantage to Horisson. Niko leaves at 4 pin. Petteri Salonen strikes again. Ah, that was pure art from Gert Roos. Doubles in the 6th and moves ahead. Alex Joki once again hits that light hit that's been carrying very nicely for him the whole day. Juhani Tonteri is coming back into this game. Triples in the 7th, so he's only trailing by 10. And that is exactly what he needs to do, since Petteri Salonen is leading 2 games to 1. Oh, that was a so-so weak 10 for Petteri. Juho Rissanen, as we can see, already also struck in the 6th, so it stays the same. Now Alex Joki leaves that ring in 10. That was absolutely perfect by Niko Oksanen. Strikes in the 10th and still leads by 9. That looked a little bit too straight for Gert, and although once again that solid 9 on the right hand lane, but this time it was more understandable because ball restored too much energy to the pin since it was a little tighter line. Therefore he left that 9 pin, and now it's Juho Rissanen chance to move ahead by 12 if he strikes the 7th. And in the meantime, over here Petteri Salonen missed that 10 pin, and after Juhani Tonteri struck again in the 8th, Juhani has now taken a 12 pin lead over Petteri. And after 4 frames in this 4th game, it certainly didn't look like that Juhani is going to come back into this match, but that's what he has done. Even though that was a strike, Petteri's reaction is starting to decrease a little bit. That was a lucky strike. And Juho has tripled in the 7th, so the difference is 12 to Juho. That was actually a little bit lucky, only to leave the 10 pin. Could have been worse. Ten pin for Kert. With the strike in the 8th, Juho Rissanen would take a 23 pin lead. Let's see what's gonna happen. Looks okay. But for some reason on lane 24, both players have left solid 9s already twice in this 4th game. Here, Juhani Tonteri opens up the door again to Petteri, leaving the 2-4-10. Petteri is now leading by 13. So Petteri needs to stay clean and he can lose 2 pins in the 10th frame in order to shut down Juhani. Again, Alex Joki carries from that light hit. But let's move back to Petteri's shot, because with this strike he would be the 2nd player making the top 4 and joining Carter over there. And it is a light strike, so Petteri Salonen stamps his ticket to the top 4. So Nicholas Carter and Petteri Salonen will be playing in the top 4. That hooked early, and now Nico had to pay the price, leaving 4-6, and now Alex Joki is ahead. Gert leaves 2-4. Juho is up by 14. Strike here in the 9th would be huge for him, because in that case any kind of spare in 7 up in the 10th, no matter what Gert does in the 10th. And that is exactly what Juho does. He's very close to making the top 4, and like previously said, he finished 2nd in Lucky Larson Masters 2 weeks ago, where he lost the final to Sean Rash. But finishing 2nd in that field was a huge effort, huge showing, and once again Juho is close to making a big tournament's top 4. Spare and 7 is what he needs. And also Alex Joki, he's leading by 15. As Nico has an open frame in the 8th. It looks to be that none of these games will go the distance.
Okay, so we are quite close to end on this step.
Yeah, because Petteri already won his match And both Juha and Alex Joki are up at 2-1, and they both lead their respective matches at the moment.
So, okay. And we
Another
are...
9 pin on the 24. That's the third one. But this time it's okay for Juha. Make the spare and 7, and he's into the top 4. But Rauli, you were about to say something.
So we know now a little bit more about the timetable from here. So when this is done, it takes something like 15 to 20 minutes to put the final set together. And also we made a decision that practice session what they are doing on the TV arena, that's is something what we are not showing on the live stream. So we have about half an hour gap between the streams. So be ready. It's
but it could be like 16:40,
16:45 about what we are going to do. And the next guy on the mic is Robert Smith.
Okay. And now we know for sure that Alex Joki did beat Niko Oksanen. Juho still needs to take those 7 pins if Gertrud strikes here, but more than likely none of the matches goes the distance. And now we know for sure it won't. So Juho Rissanen, Alex Joki, Petteri Salonen and Nicholas Carter are our top 4 that will be competing, like Rauli said, in those TV finals, which will start about 16:45.
About, yeah.
We just continue to see the rest of the shots, and then we will close this stream.
And I have a couple things to do. Yeah.
I believe you do. And Rauli has been working while these guys have been bowling step 4 all the time with the computer over here. But I'm pretty confident that everything will go down pretty smooth. Another strike to Alex Joki, and this time this is going to be 240 again. If he strikes again, 970. The scores that Alex Joki has been putting up today, those are ridiculously good. 846 for 3. Then the previous round, only 933 for 4, and this time 969.
So if we would be
and now we
on
have top 4.
Ballmaster, there'd be
Nicholas
quite
Carter,
big scores on
Petteri
that.
Salonen,
That's
Alex
true,
Joki,
that's true.
Juho Rissanen.
But hey, step 4
Congratulations,
finishes.
you
We
are
know
in the
who
top
made the
4.
top 4.
Please
We are ending
go
this
to the lanes
stream,
31
even though it
and
doesn't
32,
say yet that Juho and Alex won, but
so
they
that
did.
we can take a group
We are
photo
ending
of
this
the
stream, and like we
finalists.
already said, be prepared, check it
And
out,
the final
1640,
will start
1645,
16:30.
around that time we
So
will start
25
those
minutes
top
until
4
the
semifinals.
final start.
At the same time,
Meillä on
Jukka is
nyt 4
talking
parasta selvillä. Nicholas
over us,
Carter
so
Tanskasta,
it's about
Petteri Salonen
16:30.
Suomesta, Alex Joki Ruotsista ja
Probably
Juho
he talk about
Rissanen
the
Savosta.
practice time.
Probably.
Nämä
But be
4
ready.
pelaajaa ratkaisevat sitten
Keep the streams open,
International Hammer Challengein
and be
voiton.
sure to watch the finals, because
Ja
it's going to
Petteri
be
ja
interesting.
Juho,
But until
menkää
then,
tonne Aleksin ja Nikolaksen kaveriksi 332, niin otetaan teistä valokuva. Ja finaali alkaa 16:30.